In the previous video, we used sine and cosine to solve the triangle at the left, where we were given one of the legs of the right triangle and we were solving for the hypotenuse, or we could have solved for the other leg. I want to look now at using sine and cosine, but you're given the hypotenuse, and you're going to see it's actually the easier of the two because it requires less algebraic steps. So in this example, we're given a 54-degree angle and the hypotenuse length of 24. We can solve for either x or y easily. It doesn't matter. And so what you want to think about is in relationship to the angle given, what are the labels given to those legs? Well, y would be my opposite side because it's opposite 54, okay? And that would mean that x is my adjacent side. So if I want to solve for either the opposite or adjacent and I'm given the hypotenuse, that means I must use sine or cosine because sine and cosine uses the hypotenuse. The tangent ratio, which we'll examine on the next page, doesn't use the hypotenuse. So I could either figure out that the sine of 54 degrees is equal to the opposite side, y, over the hypotenuse 24. That's one possible way of doing it, and I can solve that, and I'll do that in just a second. Or you could use cosine. I'm going to write that over here. You could put the cosine of 54 degrees is equal to the adjacent side, which is labeled x, over the hypotenuse of 24. Well, when you're given the hypotenuse, it's just one step. You're just one step away from solving these equations. And that one step would be to multiply both sides by 24. And when you do that, these simplify away and you find the value of y. Likewise, here for x, you can just multiply both sides by 24, probably even faster and easier to me than using the Pythagorean theorem. So you grab your calculator, you find those two values, and what it gives you is the side length. Totally cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to first solve for y, which is 24 times the sine of 54. Made that a little bit too big. Okay, so I do 24 times 54 sine. Remember, your calculator may be in the opposite order of that. And hit equals. I'm getting 19.42 approximately. All right, I'm going to put y is approximately 19.42. All right, likewise for x, I want to do, did I do that right? Or did I just hit cosine? I think I might have done that wrong. By the way, this can happen to you, so let's check it out. All right, 24 times 54 sine equals 19.42. I did that correctly. Let's do the value of x. 24 times 54 cosine equals 14.11 if I round that off. So x is 14.11. So one way you could always go back and check your answer, which may be more work than you want, is to go back and verify that Pythagorean theorem is true, that in fact these two values squared and added together is equal to the hypotenuse squared. That's usually overkill, and you can do your homework just by clicking and seeing if you got the answer right or wrong. I hope this video is helpful.